everyone, in this class we are going to be using a set of hand weights as we are going to be toning our waist. If you don't have a set of hand weights, household supplies will work just fine, or you don't have to use weights at all. Coming to the back of your mat into a child's pose. Feel free to have your knees narrow or wide, elbows engaged or relaxed, and seeing if you can't bring your head to the mat. Feeling a nice opening and release in the small of our back, maybe your hips and maybe your inner thighs. Now shifting over to the rightmost corner of your mat, just feeling a nice stretch throughout our left side waist. And now shifting over to the leftmost side of your mat, feeling a nice stretch throughout our right side waist. Coming through, folding your left arm underside of you and your right arm a little bit above head, kind of like the shape that my arm is in. We're stretching out our left shoulder and we're adding a nice spinal twist. Now switching sides, your right arm almost to the left top corner of your mat. Your left arm is bent just above you, feeling a nice stretch in your right shoulder and an added spinal twist. Now coming back up, adjusting in your child's pose a little bit if you need to, shifting forward to an upward facing dog, then dipping your right hip, looking over your left shoulder, back to upward facing dog, shifting back to a child's pose, and then shifting forward, back to your upward facing dog, dipping your left hip, looking over your right side shoulder. So we're stretching out our waist in a different direction. And we're adding some movements, getting the blood pumping, loosening up our joints as we move about the child's pose and upward facing dog. Now coming to a hero pose, grabbing your weights, hands by your head, side to side waist crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dumbbells by your chest, lean back, cross punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now shifting it forward into a tabletop, setting aside your right dumbbell, adjusting where you need to on your mat, stretching out your right leg, left side bird dog rows, followed by a left side shoulder row. So as we come to a bird dog row, we are working our lats. As we come to our left side elbow row, we are working our shoulder zone of our back. Each time you bring your shoulder up, that is your rep count, coming up to 7. Once you've reached 7, sending your right foot forward, arms ahead of you, coming into a wood chopper for 1, 2, 3, 4, bring the weight over to your right side, 5, 6, working our right side waist, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now shifting forward, straightening through both of your legs into a pyramid-like posture, double side rows. 1, 2, 3. Feel free to bend the front knee. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. dropping back down to a tabletop, switching sides. This time setting aside your left dumbbell, straightening your left leg, right side bird dog row, and then a shoulder row. So remembering, as we come to our bird dog row, we're working our lats. As we come to our shoulder row, we are working our shoulder section of our back. Coming up to another set of 7. Now shifting your left foot forward, rising up with your upper body, arms ahead of you, wood choppers. 1, 2, the dumbbell comes to your left, 3, 4, working your left side waist, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, straightening through both legs in a pyramid pose like variation, double side rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, feel free to bend the front knee, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now shifting your right foot forward, laying lengthwise on your mat, coming over to your left side. So your left arm reaches long, right arm on your hip. Bringing your hand up and overhead, back onto your thigh, upper waist crunch for 1. Up overhead, back to your thigh, upper waist crunch for 2. As we move our arm up and over, we are working our lats. As we crunch up, we are using our waist to lift ourselves up. Just coming up to 10 of these every time your hand reaches your thigh, and your waist crunch is your rep count. Now bringing right hand to head, right knee to chest crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now coming up into a left forearm plank, keeping the dumbbell in your right hand, right arm rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Coming back, laying down lengthways. Same previous exercise, but we're kicking our leg up straight. So right arm by your head and kick your leg up straight as you crunch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming back to your forearm plank and waist crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Transitioning to a forearm plank. Salsa hip dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome job. Shifting back to the other side of your mat now. Coming over to your right side. So laying your arm lengthways. Grabbing onto a dumbbell. On your thigh to begin with. up and overhead, back onto your thigh, upper waist crunch for 1, up and overhead, waist crunch for 2. So we're working our lats and we're working our waist as we crunch up. 3, 4, 5, taking this motion nice and slow. Well, not too slow, but nice and controlled. Keeping the legs still is half the fun. You're definitely just using that waist to bring yourself up. Now, left hand by your head, left knee to chest crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now coming into a right side forearm plank, holding onto your weights, left arm rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Laying back down, coming back to the same exercise, but with a straight leg kick. Left arm up to your head, straight leg kick for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now coming back to a forearm plank, waist crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, transferring to your elbow plank. So also hip dips. 1, 2, bringing same knee to same elbow. Back to hip dips. 1, 2, opposite knee comes to same elbow. So each time your knee comes to your arm or near enough, that is a rep count, and we're coming up to 10. Muy buenos. Once you've reached 10, coming on down to your knees, shifting back to a child's pose for a well-deserved siesta. Now rising back up, shifting outwards your left leg, reaching your right leg long, grabbing your dumbbells, candlestick dipper, leaning to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now leaning over the same direction, elbows parallel to the mat, center back up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now dropping your left arm, right arm to your hip. Dip the straight arm and punch across for 1. Dip, punch for 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. Now dumbbells to your chest, punch left, punch right, then your right arm up, left arm down, punch, and arms shoot out on opposite ends. If of course the coordination is getting a bit too messy for you, and you're getting a bit too confused, just lift your arms up in either which way direction to cover all bases to eliminate confusion. We're just reaching up to 7 of these. Once you're there, dumbbells above your head, lean left, crunch right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Dropping your dumbbells, coming into a full left side plank. Lower your hips down. Right arm up and overhead. Everything lifts, everything lowers for 1, 2, 3, nice and controlled on this movement. 4, 5, 6, and 7. High plank, and transition back to a well-deserved siesta child's pose. Just shifting your dumbbells, if you have them, right by you on the other side of your mat so that we can prepare for the next lot of exercises, but first let's relish in a child's pose. So now, rising back up, stretching out your right leg, reaching your left leg long, grabbing your dumbbells, coming back to those candlestick dippers, leading to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now leaning the same way, elbows parallel to the mat, center for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now dropping your right arm, left arm to hip, dropping your hanging arm, and then punch across for 1, 2, 3, a lot of emphasis on that punch, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now cheerleading like arms, punch crossways and up slash down, punch across, up slash down. If of course the coordination for the lifted slash lowered arm is getting way too confusing, just lift your arms up either which way as they come up slash down, just to eliminate confusion and to cover all bases. And once you reach 7, dumbbells by your head, leaning right, crunching left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Dropping the weights, coming into a high full side plank on your right side. Left arm up and over, everything lifts, everything lowers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. High plank. Muy buenos, which means very good. Lower those knees and sinking back to another well-deserving siesta, child's pose, just to catch our breath while we prepare ourselves for the next set of exercises. We are dawning closer to the end of class, so we're just catching our breath, allowing our heart rate to come back down. And now coming back up, shifting your left foot forward, grabbing your weights, coming into a wide-legged goddess squat. Hands by your head, bend to the knees, sink through the hips. Waist crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now keep the crunches going, dropping one arm at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, bonus bicep workouts. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Standing up straight, top of the mat, sinking your weight down nice and slowly, laying lengthwise on your back again. This time, right hip up, arms up and overhead, bringing your dumbbells to your right leg, and waist crunching some more for 1, 2, 3, 4. As we move the dumbbells up and overhead, we're getting a nice lats and shoulder workouts. We're also working our waist as we crunch up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now shifting around in the hips, left hip comes up, arms up and overhead, and crunch up for 1, 2, 3. Try to keep that top leg as still and pinned to the ground as you can. 4, 5, 6. Using less momentum from your arms, more strength from your waist. 8, 9, and 10. So apparently I went for bonuses. Okay, now coming back to center. Coming into some Russian twist, feet planted to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feel free to lift the feet. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Laying back, elevated legs, hands by head. Opposite arm, opposite knee crunches to a bicycle for 2, 3, 4. Try to keep the legs straight. 5, 6. A bend at the knees is fine if you need to. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now diamond legs, knees apart, feet together. Waist crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome job. Release those dumbbells, bringing your knees to chest, hugging it out with yourself, drawing in a nice, deep, replenishing breath. A lot of love for ourselves at the end of this class. Now grabbing onto your feet and coming into a happy baby. Feel free to rock gently if that feels nice, otherwise just remain in stillness. And now shifting the length of your spine, crossing your legs underside yourself, shifting forward, coming into a tabletop, into a nice gentle cat-cow. And now shifting back to a child's pose, we're going to return to those upward dog, waist stretches variations. And now from your child's pose up to a hero's pose, and then shifting your way around to an easy seated pose, sitting cross-legged, somewhere in the middle of your mat, elbows to knees, hands maybe in an Ane Mudra if that feels nice. Taking in deep breaths, you made it to the other end of class. Rising your hands up above yourself, all that positive energy above you, bring it on down to yourself and thank yourself so much for fighting this hard through this class. Thank you all so much for watching and or flowing. My camera cut off at this point. I really do hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you for watching and or flowing. I do appreciate it either way, and I shall see you all for my future videos. Namaste.